Swiss Frankie.
Thank y'all. Welcome back to another episode of She Say, He Say. Tonight we got Tyrone with us. He's gonna sit in and help me provide a male's perspective and to kind of put you ladies in y'all's place tonight. So thank you, brother, for joining us this evening. So tonight what we want to talk about is why these ladies are single, right? We want to talk about why, well, not just ladies, fellas as well. We have a problem. Oftentimes what we do is we overlook what may have been sent for us and what's good for us and maybe what we need and what we should want out of a relationship. We forsake that, we push that aside, and we go for something else. Maybe this other person checks off more boxes on a mental list that we've created, right? So we're more attracted to that, so that's what we pursue. But what we have right now is there's a huge rate of women, especially in this country, that are without a spouse, without a mate. And I think this plays a lot into that. I'm sure you ladies would disagree, but I think oftentimes the man for you was there, but you just overlooked it. What y'all think about it?
First off, I really truly feel like this. I feel like there's stages to everything. There's stages. You have, everything comes along with growing. And sometimes that man comes into your life, and at that point in time, you're already in it. You're moving in a transitional stage. It's time he's there for a reason, not a season. He's only there to do his part to help you grow as a person, as a woman, as a being. And sometimes it ends up being a thing. He's not for you. He's not that person that you're supposed to have. He might be a great person, but he might be that great person for somebody else. You know, there's a saying that they say, you know, God sends you he sends you these people or this thing, and you keep on passing it up. But sometimes it's, well, God, you sent him when I was a child. How am I going to love him as an adult? Or you sent him when I'm already in a marriage, and how am I going to love that person if I'm supposed to be loving this person? Like, there's just certain things in life that you have to go through or you're growing through to figure out if that is your soulmate or if you're supposed to be with that person. And sometimes it just ain't a thing.
I think Erykah Badu made a song about that scenario. I think it's called Next Lifetime.
There you
It's
go.
too late. It's too late. I've made a mistake. I'm stuck with this guy, even though I know that you may have been better.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I myself personally, I see it. You know, my wife almost messed up. You know, she did.
No, he didn't.
You know, I mean,
Yes,
she
he
did.
did.
It's a thing.
Wife.
It's a thing. My wife almost messed up. Right?
Don't kill him.
I mean, I met my
Mike
wife.
goes missing. I don't know what happened.
I met my wife. I met my wife online, right? So you know, everybody's heard this story. Man, my DM game was phenomenal, right? Hey man, if I must admit, I got words, right? So the DM game was phenomenal, but she wasn't getting back to me. I was like, what is going on, man? So I hit her one last time. I was like, hey, yo, look, you know, the reality of it is I may not be your type, right? The reality of it is I would hate to miss out on something amazing simply because you have some preconceived idea of what you should have and what's for you, right? But if you refuse to answer this, I will bow out gracefully. So essentially, I got the DM back. Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you hear what
She
he
different.
just
I'm
said?
sorry. I'm
First
sorry.
up, hold up.
I'm
Do you
sorry.
hear the words that just came out your mouth? If somebody hopped in my DM and was that poetic, and
My exact thoughts right now. You know how many DMs I got right now, and none of them said nothing like that. I read them.
Not even close.
I just don't respond.
Not even nowhere near. I'm
Nothing.
never going to respond because
Never.
if nobody can't come with that type of energy, then
Because if they said that, how can
say
you
that.
not respond? How can you not respond?
Thank you.
You can't not respond to that.
Well, listen.
whatever.
I hate
That
to
was a
give Mike
good move.
any props.
There you
That
go.
was a good move.
Okay, so brother, step your DM game up. But really, Shantae almost missed out. Man, I am flawed, but I'm dope. Though. You know, I think if I must say so myself, I think I'm a pretty good husband. I think I'm a good father. If not, I always strive to be. You know what I'm saying? That last DM, I guess, got her. She reached out to me and told me some fantastic story about she thought I was somebody else who had been stalking her, and that was absolutely, I still don't believe that that's the case, but I just think that oftentimes there's a great guy out there for women, and I think that you oftentimes overlook what is good for whatever reason, because he does not check off the boxes on your checklist, right? And the focus of this conversation is, what do we have to do to stop you guys? And for the single brothers out there that are doing the same thing, because I know a brother right now who, she gotta look like she's Puerto Rico, she gotta be this size, she gotta da. I know a brother like that right now, but I know
we all do.
The women out there like that, right? So we're single because we're overlooking what's good. You know, I mean, have you ever seen that or been in that particular situation?
Well, I've definitely seen it, and I have friends that also overlook, I guess, let's say the good guy, and they go for what they think they want, and then end up miserable again, saying like, oh, it's always the same type of people, and then put all of us in one box, like we all that way. And what I told her was like, hey, you have to be honest with yourself, because this is the third time that this is happening. So stop saying or telling people that you want the good guy, because you don't. You want the bad guy. You want to be heartbroken because you keep looking for the same type of guy, so you keep accepting the same type of things. So you don't want change. That's just what it is. You have to be honest with what you want, again, because once you're honest with it, then you can change it. Or once you acknowledge it, then you can be like, okay, you're right. But most people won't acknowledge it.
Amen.
Point.
Those are all facts there, and everybody made some good points, and now I'm like, where do I start? But seriously, like Ash said, just because you're a good guy or a good female or whatever, doesn't mean you're the right one for that particular person. Like, I've met some really dope people, but the thing that's missing is I don't have that spark. They check off all these great boxes, you know, like, oh yeah, he'd be a great husband, he'd be a great father, we get along, we have good conversation, but I'm missing that spark. Now, my thing is, like, if I kiss you and I don't feel nothing from that, I'm not going to continue this, because now I'm wasting my time and yours, because I'm never going to love you like that if I don't have that connection with it. You can be dope, but that's what's missing. It doesn't mean that we're overlooking, not all women. I'm talking about real women, not the little girls that are out here looking for different stuff. So keep in mind, guys, I mean all real women. If I don't have that, I'm wasting your time, because I can't let you love me and I can't return that same kind of love. To me, that's not fair. That's not fair to you at all. I don't think that's right. When there's another woman out here that could return that same thing to you, I don't want to do that. That's not a fair option.
Man, you on that same thing too? Because I'm about to dig into her, but I just want to know, are you on that same thing?
I'll tell you when we come back from our next episode.
All right. Let's take a break, man. We'll be right back. Ash, what you feeling?
All right. Well, I mean, you asked me, how do I feel about the situation? So I'm gonna tell you. No, honestly, it has everything to do with me having personal growth. I know I just came out of an 11-year relationship, 7-year marriage, and I was torn down to my bare lowest. Like, I was at rock bottom. I ended up at rock bottom with this person. So I know in order for me to be the best person that I need to be, I need to grow. So if that right person came into my life right now, he's definitely getting overlooked. You want to know why? Because even though I know what I want, I know with inside of me, I can't cater to what he needs 100% because I am not there. I'm not that person for him yet. I'm still growing. As you guys have been noticing inside of this podcast, I've been growing. I've been listening and learning, and I've been taking in a lot of things. So you can hear my conversation from the beginning till now has changed, have developed, have evolved, and that's really why he wouldn't get it with me right now, because I got to get me right.
I like that a lot, and the reason why I like that a lot is because a lot of women don't think like you, though. A lot of women have these check boxes, like you just said, that they don't have, that they did not check off, but they still want it. Like one phrase is that what's her name, Megan Thee Stallion saying, "I want a 6-figure."
Yeah.
But most people don't make 6 figures.
Yeah.
So
I do want that.
So she just eliminated
Yeah.
80% of male population. is what
Yes,
she
and
did.
then tells other women to also do the same thing, right?
Right.
So now
And no
everybody
women
is
ain't
looking for that 6-figure person or seven. Now she actually said 7-figure person,
Yeah.
even higher.
Right.
Most people don't have it. So now, whenever you don't drive a BMW or whenever you don't have a mansion with a pool attached, it's not good
A
enough.
lot of people do that though. I've noticed that. Here's a good little example of a story. This is back in my college years. Me and my friend was waiting at the bus stop, right? Man pulled up. Wasn't the best car in the world, but he's like, you know, you ladies are too beautiful, but he's sitting here waiting on the bus in the heat and everything. He offered us a ride. Now, we didn't take the ride. I'm over here because I don't know you. I'm not getting in the car. But as this man leaves, all she did was diss this man's car. And all I could do was look at her. It's like, but he's got a car and we're on the bus. So how can we talk about this man when he's clearly doing better than we are?
Clearly. Clearly.
So he getting in that car.
And then that's and to go off of that, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you have to be able, like I said, once you get to know you and grow you, then you can get to 7 figures, and then you can start looking for that 7-figure person. But at the same time, understand that it's not because he got 7 figures, that because if you really think about it in your mind, how did he get to that 7 figures?
Right.
This is the workings behind it all. So his brain is what's really going to intrigue you, and the way he goes about maneuvering, the way he goes about his growth, that's what's going to intrigue me. I don't know about anybody else. I can't speak for all, but I know that he got to 7 figures somehow, some way. That means he was a hard worker. He's hustler. His mind's right. Yeah, that's why I'm looking for the 7
Like,
figure.
can you
dude.
help
I'm
me
not
get
looking
7
for
figures?
The 7-figure dude,
Of my
right?
own. I want you to tell me how
I'm
I
trying to
can
be
get
on
them
the-
7 figures
I'm trying
too.
to get us on the same level. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for
I
it
get that.
because he can buy me the nice lavish things, and I can be out here gold digging and
Exactly.
rings bling, and I'm out here because he can now put me up on some game, and I can get to 7 figures right along with him.
Right, you want to grow.
Exactly.
So that works. A lot of people don't want to grow. A lot of people just want to take.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, hey, you know, I look at things like an investment. You know, my wife, she bought low. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest, man. If I'm being 100% honest, I was fresh out of it. As a matter of fact, I'm about to air some laundry right now.
Oh.
I wasn't even out of the marriage yet when we got together. Now, I was separated, but I wasn't even out of the marriage yet. And I was totally honest with my wife, told her the situation. We talked about it. She was like, cool. So she was honest with me. This is what it is. This is what we're doing. But, you know, I was at one point making about $60,000 a year at that time. Just got a tremendous pay reduction by the exact same company who shall not be named. Right?
I like how you put that though.
Who shall not be named, right? So I think I lost like $20,000 a year, but this woman still rolled with me though.
Amen.
But I think it's what you were saying, Ash. It was like she saw in me, you know, she saw the king that I was, right? Whether society saw it, whether I saw it, she saw the king that I was, and she helped propel me to that 6-figure man, right? But you know, it was her vision. She was able to see a man who had potential, right? And he has amazing drive. You know, that's what I want, and I think more women need to do that, right?
There you
As
go. You hear
opposed
that,
to-
single ladies?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what,
Like, the
what-
more
giving-
women
giving all the ladies advice.
look past, I guess, the appearance of money, then more people would connect better.
Yep.
But most people just think about, I need somebody who's able to take care of me, or at least is able to be on the same level.
Right.
And I can't blame the same level part. The taking care of me part I can blame.
Yes.
Because the moment you start thinking like, oh, he needs to take care of me and this and this and that, then you're actually labeling yourself as property.
Exactly.
Because if I'm taking care of you and I'm doing literally everything in the house, literally everything, paying all the bills, doing everything that I need to
Your
do,
body.
Right.
then
You,
there better be some food on the table.
right. You gotta have some balance in
The
there.
house
You know,
better
like
be
they-
clean.
And they have so many of those movies out that will show the guy with the messed up boots and the work clothes on, and the woman don't even know, you know what I mean? She's turning him down because he's so nice. She just thinks he's a worker, but he's really the owner of the company. He's in his work boots and his work clothes.
I know
but
this
you don't
movie
even know that
reference.
he's got the 6 figures. He's the one that's making all the money. He's the one that owns the whole company. He's getting his hands dirty.
People assume things.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and I know this as me being, you know, who I am. I know that you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't walk up to somebody and be like, oh, because you got the latest Gucci on or this or that or the latest, you know, the latest shoes. I can't approach you and think that that's what's going to get me, you know, what they label out here as a 6-figure guy. I have to
looks
look at.
Very deceiving.
I have to actually vet the person. I have to have conversation. I'm a sapiosexual. I love it to talk to a man that is intelligent, can give me knowledge, can teach me something, can grow me, can help me get to my next steps in life. And that's why I couldn't relate to, you know, what you're saying, because I'm not that person. I have more in my life that I want. And knowing me, that helped me figure that out. Right. That helped me get to that point.
The thing is that you're kind of, if I put it in levels, you're kind of at level 3 where you look at intelligence. Most people don't get there. Most people don't get past physical initial attraction.
It's true. Most people don't evolve from that state.
So most people don't evolve.
I've always loved a smart man, someone that knows how to do some stuff that I don't. I've dated guys that do graphic design. I've dated guys that do 3D. I've dated them ones that, you know, do programming, build websites. What stuff that I don't know how to do? That's sexy to me. Teach me something. Show me how to do something. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way, right? I look for somebody in a relationship that I can grow with, that I can teach, that I can learn something from, right? I definitely don't want to be the most intelligent person in a relationship. I like that banter back and forth. I like for you to disagree with me so that I can disagree with you, and for us to both get it figured out. So that's definitely the type of woman that I look for. So what we're gonna add, the big question I have is, why do you ladies get the wrong guy and try to give him the traits of the good guy? We'll talk about that as soon as we come back. All right, family, we're back. So the question now is, and this is a very serious question, why are we constantly in these relationships continually chasing the wrong people, but we're trying to make them and give them the traits of the right people, right? Which causes all of the confusion and the angst and the dissension in the relationship. Why is it that we do that?
First off, I think women, by nature, we're nurturers. So we always want to play the fixer, or we want to be the one to, like, oh, I can change this thing, or I can make this thing, you know, and half the time we don't. We just don't know how. It's not a thing. That person is that person, and until they learn that they have to grow up or that they need to evolve in life, we cannot change them. We cannot make them who we thought we wanted, or who we think we can make them out to be. We have to accept people for who they are, and then fall in love with that part. And then as we grow together, then we can come into an understanding. But most of the time, people want to fix, not grow, and it's not a thing.
Women make the mistake of falling in love with potential. It doesn't mean they're going to achieve all that. Some of them are just lazy and don't want to achieve that. But we have that thing to where I can see you doing great things. Exactly. I can see you doing this stuff if you stop doing these things. But if they don't want to stop doing these things, that's not going to work. So what we do is fall in love with, oh, I know he can be a great guy. Instead of falling with, like, but what's he trying to do? What's he telling me that he's wanting to do right now with his life? What's he really showing me?
Right.
I fall in love with what you could do. So that's where we make a fatal mistake.
You know what? I agree to a point with that, right? But I disagree too. I think that women's biggest flaw being nurturers, going back to what you said, y'all want the man that needs your help. You want the man that you see that, oh, he has a broken wing. I can nurse him back to health. With me, he will be an amazing man. You want the man who is in desperate need. That's why the first thing you say is, yeah, you can come stay with me. You're not concerned with him having his own. Right? Oh, he's just down on his luck. He can. Now, let me go back to my situation. I did take a huge pay cut from a company who shall not be named.
I like how we keep saying that.
Let's just say I don't drive their cars. But anyway, but I did own my own home. Right? I was a father to my children. Right? So I did handle the business that society economically would allow me to handle, right? But the fact that women are so eager to open up their houses, their homes, their situations to men is because you want the guy with the broken wing, and I want to fix him. and I want to nurture him back to health, which is oftentimes where women, I think, make your biggest mistakes.
True.
I think that still falls into falling in love with their potential, because we're not taking you in because we want to take care of you. We're taking you in because we feel like you can do better.
But
So I think that ties in together, honestly.
So whenever you're falling in love with the potential, and let's say you nurse him back to health, and now he leaves and goes with the woman.
Oh, look at that. Won't he do it?
We've seen this in a few
Oh.
movies too. This
Who
is
he
a
is
thing.
now ready
It's a
for.
thing.
Look, some I hate to say it. Sometimes in life, you are people's lessons. That's not the person you were meant to be with. Sometimes that's just the person to remind you that there are good people out there. I feel like I've been a lesson to some, because several guys I've dated, they did way better after me. They screwed up royally with me, but they treated that next woman better because they learned from their mistakes. Does that suck for me? Yes, but they learned. That's life. You have lessons.
True, and I think that at the end of the day, speaking on what you were just saying, a lot of the times what we do is we get into these relationships. We want that person so bad that we're blinded. We want everything that we think can be at the end of the day, that we become blinded in that situation, in that scenario, that we don't see the little things like, oh, he can't even buy dinner tonight, or he's staying on somebody's couch, because we were too infatuated with the fact that he's making us laugh, or that he said something witty, or that he's cute, or those little stupid things that don't add up to nothing at the end of the day. And because he's made us laugh, or because he's made, I'm gonna get adult with it, the middle of our legs, tingle the right way, then we bypass all of
now
that.
we talk. Now we talk.
Then
Now
we
that's
bypass
called digmatized.
Yes.
That's a different thing.
Now,
But
That wears off. That wears off. You got to separate
Digmatized is
yourself
a
a
real
little
thing.
bit.
Yeah.
It is a thing.
It's a real
And
thing.
that's how that ends up.
It is a
happening.
whole thing.
So
I don't
it's
want to
not
hide
that we're trying
nobody's
to get
bushes.
just their
Don't give me
potential,
that.
but we just got happy with that that moment and not really seeing the bigger picture.
And just real quick public service announcement. I'm gonna let Tyrone take it away, ladies. A man who needs a place to stay, doesn't have a job, he should be the best in the bedroom. He's not tired. He doesn't have any place to go tomorrow. He's earning his keep. That is the way he's earning his keep. So he probably is going to be the best experience you've ever had. Think about that. Maybe you don't want to go down that road.
He's putting in the work to
again.
have a place to stay.
He
Because he
needs
knows
a
if he
place to
provides
live.
you this service, he gets to stay. It's going to be, baby, bring your PlayStation. It's fine. Go ahead. Just move on in.
Plug it in.
Okay. Leave it right up here in the bedroom. It's fine.
Right.
Exactly, y'all get it.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Guys,
It's fine.
Yeah.
No, but exactly what he said. Like, I wanted to say the same thing, actually. So that's 100% correct. The only thing that I wanted to add on that is that the same thing actually with guys. We are seen as providers and protectors. So whenever we see a woman, we want to
Speak
provide
on
and
it.
protect, right?
on it.
A lot of men are with women that they actually don't like anymore. But because she looks very good and she has some tricks,
Hey.
obviously,
Yep.
I
That's
mean,
facts.
we're staying because
You
we
know.
are then satisfied.
That's facts. That's facts. I mean, it take a little less, maybe me and lack a little substance. I mean, it take, because if she got those tricks, I'll provide anyway.
Yeah, so it is what it
You
is.
know,
hey, you feel like you're getting your money's worth, right?
Right. But I mean, ultimately though, I think as a man, it's really what it depends on what you want out of life, right?
Right.
I just needed a woman who had some sustenance, somebody that I could sink my teeth into, my intellect into, and my love into, and know that it was going to anchor.
See, I think that shows maturity when you can put past the sexual part of it and look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the sexual part is very important.
I'm not saying
I
that
just
it's
wanted to
not,
say that.
but I'm saying, but
But-
when you can look,
Yeah.
when you can look past it and not consider just like, oh dang,
Yeah.
that's a 10 right there. When you can look past and be like, okay, that's cool, but this other stuff though,
Yeah,
because you can settle for a 7 if they can provide all the extra stuff as opposed to that 10.
See, my ex-husband used to say, it's 80% sexual and 20% everything else, and he was very serious about that. Like in his head, it was all about if you can keep them satisfied. But that he's also the one that came off somebody else's couch and into my home.
Yeah.
So again, these things you have to look at and really pay attention to, because you can get wrapped up in the bedroom behavior and be so infatuated with that everything else just went out the door, and then you end up in a very disappointing and very downing relationship.
I think that he's not necessarily wrong with that statement. He's just wrong in the percentage of that statement. Because I would say 55%, well, 60% sex probably, and looks, because I have to be physically attracted to you. And then the rest is anything else. Intelligence will make me stay. Intelligence will make me stay because I like to have the base at home. Even now with my current girlfriend, whenever we talk, I want to hear a response from you that is on a level that I can say, okay, I can deal with that, or now I can respond back. But if the moment comes that we're having conversations and everything that you're saying is third grade level, then now we have a problem because I'm not going to bring you to my friends.
Now you start looking like,
and have that conversation. I didn't know that not to bring you to the table.
Right.
That's it.
Most definitely. I think, but I do think, just kind of being a man who's maybe some of you guys are senior here at the table. I think my percentage is a little different because what I realize about beauty is it does fade, right? Or physical beauty fades, right? But I think after you're with a woman for so long, I think that true beauty begins to shine. I think that it begins to supplant what we thought was physical beauty in the beginning. When my wife got me, she got me with the over-the-shoulder, backside out picture, right? That's what got me. If I'm being 100% honest, I was on was Black Planet, Black People Meet, one of them. And I saw the over the shoulder
everywhere,
and I saw the hump. Right, I saw it. No, I dig it. But that's what got me. But right now,
that's every female's trick.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, that angle was amazing.
I know about that pose.
But what I'm thinking is that you're saying physical beauty fades, but I don't think it does fade. I think that is how you look at beauty because it doesn't fade. Like there's women who are 80 years old and still really beautiful. So I don't think that physical beauty fades. I think what maybe fades is the newness. Because people are staying in relationships because they're more so used to that person. And because you're used to that person, you have a routine, you don't want to start over, so you're staying.
Okay. But let me ask you this.
I say physical beauty can't fade away. If you were physically attracted to her and your love grows and you've grown and you're still growing in your love, you're still going to consider her
beautiful,
right? You're still
right.
Most definitely, but that's what I.
As long as he loves everything else about her, yes.
But I think that's what I call that true beauty, though. That true beauty is what supplants the physical, because oftentimes physical won't stay. So let's say, I got some very superficial friends that only will deal with a woman if she's a size 6, right?
Yeah.
But she has a few babies for you, maybe she's a size 14. Right, but for them in the beginning, that may have been a deal breaker. I'm not attracted to women who are size 14, right? But you know what? We've been together 10 years. She's a size 14 now. She's still beautiful to me, right? And the idea, the physical idea that you originally had when y'all got together is different now. But I think it's different now because you know who she really is. Because she has proven to you that my inner beauty supersedes anything else. That's just how I see it, right? Because so that's what I mean when I say physical beauty will fade because we change, physically as we grow, right? So essentially that's what I mean. Yeah.
No, definitely we changed, but we should never get comfortable and forget that we should still look beautiful for our partner.
Oh, most definitely.
I want to pick back up on something you said. You said basically people don't want to start over. And that is a real thing. Like once you've invested some time in a relationship, it could be terrible, but now you don't want to start over because you're like, oh no, I don't put all this time and effort and I already love you. I don't want to have to start over with someone else and I got to learn them. They got to learn me. We got to do all this. So sometimes people stay just based off that, not wanting to start over. And then people don't like to admit that their relationship failed. Like you done wasted 10 years with somebody. No one wants that to be like, well, 10 years. No, there it is.
Right. That's facts.
For nothing. So people will stay in a bad relationship just to make it look like they're winning.
Right. And honestly, to avoid that, just to kind of get to the last point, is just stop chasing it away. Recognize that good person that comes in your life for what they are. Right. Give them a chance and give them an opportunity.
Have those needed conversations to begin with to understand that at the end of the day, if this is going to be a life partner, like we said. Our last episode is if this is going to be your life partner, you have to have the necessary conversations. You have to love them unconditionally in order for you guys to succeed all that and get to the true beauty.
Yeah, man.
Right. My last statement is don't look at the Gucci belts, the Louis belts, the Hermes belts, the whatever belt. Just initiate that conversation, because the thing is that he could have a Gucci belt and then live out of his car.
Amen.
I've seen plenty of people go from VIP to the club to the train station. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
so
Some of them are borrowing their friends' stuff too. That ain't even theirs.
Right.
that's true.
Right. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think if you really want something substantial, it'll show itself in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Stop ignoring the red flags. Oftentimes, that's what we do. Ooh, red flag. Ooh, red flag. However, right? Stop it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, she got a fat.
Yeah, but she got a fact, right? Yeah, that's facts though. So, fellas, ladies, just stop ignoring those red flags. The person that's coming along that is that puppy that you can't get to go away, right? But they're there. They want to treat you the way that you're constantly asking to be treated. Give it a shot. See what happens. You never know, right? Is what I would like to say in closing.
I agree to an extent.
Yeah, just give it
It's
an
like
opportunity.
I can give at least the conversation, actually go out and have a dinner or something with them. But if I'm not getting anything out of that, I got to dip, because again, now it's not fair to you.
Oh, okay.
That's definitely a different conversation we got.
Yeah, because it sounds like Don is going to cheat. If you stay with Don, she's going to cheat on you. And
That
we'll
is
have to
not
talk
what I
about
said.
that. We're going to talk about
about
that
that.
one
Not what I
on
We're gonna talk about that
No, no,
next
no.
next episode. We're going to talk about Don cheating on you since you weren't the right guy. Thank y'all for coming out, man. Good night.